What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the 2024 Sierra EV Denali Edition 1. For those of you that don't recognize me, I have another channel, the RV Hunter, where I have traveled the country touring and reviewing thousands of RVs. And lately I have been getting an overwhelming amount of questions on electronic vehicles for the RV side of things. So I figured what better way to introduce my new channel, the Auto Hunter, with an electronic vehicle here. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little skeptical. Even as I was driving here, getting a little bit of background information, this thing shocked me. The power in it, how comfortable it is, the amount of storage. We are gonna go all over that. And if you want some of the more technical details, I'll put some links down in the description, so make sure to check that out. But again, my name is Hunter. Hope you guys enjoy the tour. All right, folks, so now we are here starting over on the outside. If you guys don't mind, drop a comment. Let me know how you like that introduction. Since this is the first time touring a vehicle before, I'm definitely open to some feedback, some suggestions. This is going to be a learning experience and hopefully one for you where you can start kind of shaping the future of this channel. So here we are again on the outside of the 2024 Sierra EV Denali Edition 1. And on the exterior, I mean, aside from the aesthetics looking beautiful, it is extremely functional. And I think there's a lot of good stuff to point out here from somebody that's not going to get too salesy into this. You know, safety features like front cameras, rear cameras, all of that good stuff. And that starts up right here in the bunker or in the bumper. And you can see that there's a little camera right here. And on the inside portion, I will show you what that does. But there's also this little button right here that you can also access right here for the front cap. So either way, you can open up the, I think they're calling it the frunk. It's like a trunk with a front, so frunkle. Good old frunk. But I mean, look at that. One button pops up, starts going up on its way, all the way on its own. But again, you can also control it right here, but also on the inside, which we'll see here in just a little bit. But that is what the advantages are going to be. On one of the sides of the advantages for an electronic vehicle is you're not going to have the engine taking up some space because it's all battery powered below the floor. So pretty darn cool. You have a couple tie downs right here, to maybe keeps a couple things secure. You also have a 120 volt, 20 amp. So I would imagine if you are someone that's more accustomed to, watching my videos, if you guys already know who I am, that would be great for plugging in a camper, maybe doing some odd and ends items, keeping some lights on when you're packing up at the end of the day. They also have some more outlets here in the back, which we will get to in just a second. But let's go ahead and close this thing up. You just do a double tap, and now it is coming back down for you. Now, they did say you have to double tap, but then you have to hold. So click and then hold. And now it is coming back down for you. So pretty darn cool, the fact that it can be hands-free. Obviously, you know, you can take it and pull it down if you would like. I also saw another video, you know, kind of like that Tesla Cybertruck, where someone actually had the guts to put their finger right here. I am not going to do that. I don't want to trust that one bit. However, I do want you to know that there is that safety feature. You're also going to see right down here next to some of the lighting is going to be a couple sensor bars going around. That's going to let you know, when you're driving like a madman, if you're going to be dinging into something. And again, making things a little bit safer, a little bit easier, a little bit less thought-provoking, I guess you could say. So the tires that they're using on this, they have the custom GMC tires with really cool kind of etching down in there. I think that's a really sleek design. It's pretty darn aggressive, one that I probably wouldn't go out and reshop and purchase, but they are going to be the LT 275-50R24s. So they're going to be a Michelin tire, really nice high-end tire, which I'm not sure on the RV side having nicer tires is a big deal. On the truck side, I'm not too sure. However, that is a really nice tire. Another thing that is pretty cool that you can see right into here is they're going to have an air suspension. So on the inside, you can set the mood of your traveling experience based on how you want it. Like if you're looking to go a little bit more aggressive, pop it into sport mode. There is a normal mode, or if you're just looking for nice, clean, luxury ride, there is a touring mode, which I think is pretty darn neat. Now you flip the camera back around here, you're going to have your Denali badging here up the front, along with a pretty good sized side mirror. So everything that you need. You also have your collision alert up in the front, which I'm not sure if you guys can see that. The camera was blurring out because it's seeing my face. But you're also going to get another little side camera right there as well. The running boards are going to be the kind that stay there all the time, so they're not the electric running boards, but no problem there. I love the way they look, the good design. And then back here, you got kind of the two-tone on it, where you got the gray meeting into the black with the red. Again, just a really slick look that we got going on. So if you're not familiar with the electronic vehicles, like myself, this is one of the first things that I checked out, since there's obviously no fuel going into this. This is going to be your charging station. And up in the front passage, up in that frunk, you saw some of those bags. That's where your charging cord would be. Now here up in the back, very, very cool setup. I'll probably set up my tripod here to give you another little angle as we get moving forward. But you have your 2-inch receiver for your towing, an incredible amount of towing capacity for what you would think that this has at 10,000 pounds. So a lot of your larger travel trailers, you'll have no problem. But you're going to have your 4-way flats, all that kind of good stuff, for towing some boats or trailers. And then you have your 7-way for your RVs. But right here, you have a rear camera. You're going to have the Sierra EV and the Denali badging here up on the back. But 2 buttons you might notice, and I'm going to click the one over here on the right first. And this just kind of lowers this top. And notice that this is going to make like a really nice kind of working station. You can also take this and lift it up. So when you kind of pull out the back motion and get rid of everything there, you're going to have a ton of space to go ahead and now make this like a backstop for maybe some like longer, like, 10x4s if you're doing a little bit of, building, things of that nature. Pretty darn cool. Now, in addition, let me go ahead and put this back up and we'll kind of start over. You touch this one right here and it's going to drop all the way down. Another thing that I like, because we have 4 kids running around at home, you don't have to worry about it coming down and slamming down on anybody. But now this is kind of like your classic, truck bed. You're going to have the, the kind of the rhino guard in here, whatever it's called, but that tough, kind of beat me up material for that. But then you can also click this again, and now you're dropped down and you have some stairs. So really nice use of space. I like to see these kind of features in there. I wish I had something that is this nice, because that is, too freaking cool for school. Right up here, you're going to have more outlets. You're going to have 2 120s, and then you're going to have your 240 right there. So again, for hauling some trailers and all of that, it's going to be a dream to have that. Now, I did watch a video. Seems to be a little bit of information mixed up there. So hopefully the manufacturer site will have a little bit more guidance for you. But one site said that it could power up your house for 5 days, off of this. And another one said 21 days. I have a feeling 21 days is a little ridiculous. But the 5 days, I definitely believe. But I think this is a good exterior portion of the tour. We're going to go ahead and head on the inside, and then we'll get back to that truck bed here as I show you how you kind of set it up for what I consider kind of long haul or, you know, kind of workman's mode. But pretty darn sweet. You know, drop some comments. Let me know what you think so far. Let's go ahead and get on into the inside. So over here on the passenger side, which is where we are going to start, the first thing that I notice as you open the door is this thing just feels like it's a really high-end material. I'm going to guess it's like a luxury, you know, leather type, vinyl type material, something high-end residential there. But you are going to get your Bose speakers to get this thing absolutely bumping. But you do have the Denali badging. But more importantly, I'm a larger guy. You know, I'm 6 foot, 300 pounds. So when I was getting in this thing, playing around with it, I just liked all the room that it provides. So if I put both feet in, you know, 6 feet tall, I mean, check out those good looking legs right there. But I am no spring chicken or whatever the heck that saying is for, you know, flat bellies. There's flatties and there's roundies. I'm one of the ones that's going to be more of the round variation, which for you is going to probably give you a better little idea of the space. But man, it is incredible. Even here on the armrest, even if I want to branch out a little bit, being in the middle, I mean, talk about making some extra room for the driver. It's definitely going to be pretty nice there. Now you flip the camera around. Big old windshield. It's got everything you need. This rear view camera, which you'll hear in a second, is also going to be rear view mirror. Also, you can see out the back, so it'll actually turn into a little TV for your camera. You have all your OnStar, your SOS, you know, all that kind of good stuff right here. And then, I mean, look at the size of the sunroof. Now, the only thing that I wish about this camper or about this RV, sorry, creature of habit, that would change is I do wish that they would make some sort of cover on that. However, it is pretty darn, you know, tinted there for you. You got a nice little mirror to check yourself out, so that way you can make sure you look good, you know, for the honey buns whenever you head on inside. And then you're going to have a little area to, you know, put your phone, cup holder right there. And then, of course, you got plenty of extra storage along with a mini USB outlet there on the right side of the screen. Glove box for glove box stuff. And then here over on your kind of your main hub, you got kind of the Tesla look to it where you're going to have this big old screen. I did see on another video, it's 16.8 inches on the diagonal. But again, hopefully that information will be in writing somewhere on their website where I can share that with you. But you got all sorts of really nice stuff. I mean, you're charging, you can hit that and it'll tell you, you know, how much or how many miles you have left. So right now it's at 80% with 362 miles. So that'll put you somewhere around that 430, 440 mark. You can also do charge assist where it'll tell you, you know, where you can charge up your camper. And then, of course, you know, create a home charge station, which is nice. Home charge schedule. Sorry. Now, all of the cameras back here. I got to have the car on. Let me go ahead and get over to the front seat. I'll be right back. All right. And before we get right back to that screen, one thing that I think is pretty cool is the keys on this. There's, you know, they're just a fob like I showed you. But to get the car started, you simply push your foot in and now you are ready to go. So I love the way that the dash looks. You can tell what speed you're going. A little hard to see on the camera right there. But now that it is started up, we'll get the, let's see here, stay in demo mode. So now that it's fired up, all your cameras are going to be working. And I think the cameras are going to be one of my favorite things on this unit. So you can click different variations of the camera as you go. So right now we have the front camera. Notice how it gives you a 360-degree, you know, view of the unit, but you also can see right out the front through that the camera. Now here on the back, you can see obviously through the rear camera, but you still get that 360. Now, if you are going to be getting up to something close, maybe you're parking, you can see from a downward angle through the front bumper. You can also do the same for the back. So I think that would be great just in general when you're backing up next to that tree. Heading down the side more towards the tires to make sure you don't scuff those bad boys up. And then there you are, you know, heading out the back. And each one will tell you where the camera is coming from. So these are coming from the side mirrors going back just to make things a little less confusing. Now, if you are going to be pulling up on a hitch to pull up a camper, this is going to be your hitch view, so you can back right up to it and line up with ease. If you have some expensive stuff in the back truck and you're driving like a madman or madwoman, now you can see what's going on behind you with the bed camera as well. Now you can also adjust things like your foot pedal, so you can control that right there too, which I think is pretty darn nice. You're also going to see you have your auto park assist. That is absolutely bonkers. I have not actually gotten a chance to use this, but this will, you know, you basically can click and now it can get you out of a space on the exit. You can go pull into a spot and park, so it'll parallel park for you. Just a whole lot of stuff. I mean, my wife would love that. She always dreads parking whenever we go somewhere, so I always have to go drive if we ever go visit the the city or anything like that, because we are definitely more country folks, that is for sure. Wi-Fi, Google Assist, all of the good controls that you need for your audio, including the My GMC app, will be right there. But this is a pretty darn cool feature. You're going to have the drive mode, so you can set it to exactly how you would like, down to the steering, suspension, acceleration, fuel, motor sound, and my mode. And this is what I was referencing. So there is a tour mode. Think smoother ride, more comfortable, lighter on the suspension, so it's going to kind of absorb some of that road. Then you have the normal mode, which is going to provide you with kind of your everyday truck experience. And then there's going to be sport. That's when you want to take those turns a little sharper. You're going to be getting after it, going after that power, and you want a sharper suspension. So there's kind of different modes for each person there too. Now, if you want to go to off-road, boom. Now you're driving a little bit rockier, terrain. I'm in a gravel lot. Um, Not quite what I would consider off-road, but you could certainly go there. Now the tow and haul mode, so it kind of adjusts the power for better towing. And then right down here, you see the little Thor's hammer, baby. Click that and watch the screen. What that tells you right there is it is time to gun it. You're getting after it. You are showboating and flying this thing out. I mean, let's check this out one more time. That is just too freaking cool, but pretty darn nice. So again, all your different flip controls, for your AC, your heat, your fog, and then you come up here, and now this is going to be your rear view camera. So, I mean, I think that is pretty darn snazzy to have that. Now, if you don't want it, you want your regular, everyday kind of mirror, you're looking yourself, you're checking it out, go ahead and flip it to that way. Or again, just right there, flip down, and now you're back into kind of TV mode. Now here up on the handles, you're going to have adjustments for the windows, so that way you can change, looking left or right on the window. You just click there, and now you're moving it around. Pretty standard for, truck life. All of your different parking, and then this is going to be your lane assist. So I can't remember what they called it, but I think it was like a super cruise. So basically, when you are driving down the road on anything that would be deemed like a highway, or like a large, basically any road that's got a number in it, not named after somebody, it'll help you out on that lane assist. So when you're driving down the highway, it'll keep you in the lane. It'll help you switch lanes, as far as getting around traffic. But once you come up to the exit, it will make you take back over. So it'll vibrate up there for you as you type in your directions. Now, the only part about it, which is going to be a little bit different than like a Tesla or something like that I've driven in the past, sorry, excuse me, would be the fact that you always have to keep your eyes forward. So there is a sensor right here that is looking out for you. So, you can't be reading a book or anything like that, which I think is a great feature to have, but may annoy somebody. So I wanted to make sure to point that out. But yeah, just keep your eyes forward doing what you should do, and you can pretty much relax, enjoy, maybe a good audio book, and chill. Denali badging right here. You got the horn. It's got a good little honk to it if you want to hear it again. Pretty cool. All your different seatbelt modes. Let me go ahead and see if I can get in there. A little hard to get in there with the camera. But you can tell which seat is plugged in, which seat isn't. And then, of course, battery life, RPMs, miles per hour, the works. Collision assist right there. And then your phone, you have a heated steering wheel there as well. And it's going to be that premium leather wrapped there too. But all right, let's go ahead and head into the back seat. And this is where things get pretty darn exciting, because I'll actually drop down all the seats and show you this thing in tow mode. Be right back. All right, so here we are in the back seat getting ready to put it down into work mode, and it is as simple as can be. So right here, you're going to notice that there is going to be a little strap. You're going to grab that and pull that up, and then you're going to do the same thing over here onto the other side. So you grab that right there. Now, before you go ahead and lower the seats down, I do recommend there is a little button over here on the side. You're just going to click it like that, and then it drops the heads down, and now you pull right here, and then boom, you are ready to rock. All All right, so now that you have it down in here, in order to put this into work mode, there are a couple different things that you got to do. And it's going to start with the glass, if the glass is something that you want to remove. So right here, you're going to see that there is a little pull down. There's also another right here. And notice how that fell forward. It's held together right here by the safety latch. So a really cool thing that they thought about, just so if you're someone like me and you're a dingling and you forget, you don't have to worry about it. So you're going to put that into the right spot. There's a couple little metal snatches right here. Bada bing. Bada boom. There's also going to be 2 buttons right there, so it's electronic release. So you're going to undo that, and then you're going to grab right here. And now you're going to pull this down. All right, so now let's go ahead and give you a little up-close look of what it's looking like in kind of workman's mode. So you can see it is nice and flat. You got plenty of room for all your tools, with the exception of the cover here that I left on. It is a pretty good, darn wide open area. But all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I hope to catch you next time. Again, my name is Hunter, and this is the 2025 Sierra EV Denali Edition 1. Drop some comments on how I can get better for you, and we'll catch you on the next tour. See you. Meow, 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 meow.